Hello and welcome to Lovely English Stories. Thank you for stopping by. This story is written for upper intermediate English learners. You can download the PDF transcript of this and other stories on our Patreon page. You can find the link in the description box below. Ready? Let's get started. B2 C1 English Story. Norman, England. If you haven't already, check out our stories about early life in Britain and Roman Britain. This story will continue from where Roman Britain ended. In AD 410, the Roman army left Britain to defend their empire in other parts of the world. They never returned to Britain. However, that wasn't the last time that Britain was invaded. In the years to come, many tribes from Europe invaded, including the Angles and the Saxons. The languages that these tribes spoke formed the basis of what is now modern-day English. Many battles took place against the invaders, but it didn't take long for the Anglo-Saxons to establish themselves. By AD 600, many Anglo-Saxon kingdoms were formed in what is now England. The only parts of Britain that remained free of Anglo-Saxons were what is now Wales and Scotland. The Anglo-Saxons were not Christians, but over some time, many missionaries came to Britain to preach about Christianity and its values. One of the most famous missionaries was St Patrick. He became the patron saint of Ireland and St Columba, and he founded a monastery on the island of Iona, which is a small island off the coast of Scotland. After the Anglo-Saxons came the Vikings from Denmark, Norway and Sweden. The Vikings first visited Britain in AD 789. They mainly raided coastal towns. They took away many goods and slaves. After a while, they started to stay, and they began to form their own communities in the east of England and Scotland. The Vikings that settled in Britain began to integrate, and some converted to Christianity. During this time, people in the north began to unite as they were concerned that the Vikings might attack them. This area of the north was then named Scotland. Their king was called Kenneth MacAlpin. In 1066, a famous invasion called the Battle of Hastings took place in Britain. It was led by William, the Duke of Normandy. William's army defeated the Saxon King of England, and William became the King of England. He is now known as William the Conqueror. This was the last successful foreign invasion. It was called the Norman Conquest. It led to various changes to the way people lived and the way the government worked. The language of the rulers was Norman French, and it influenced the British English language we speak today. The Normans tried to conquer Wales, but the Welsh fought back and reclaimed their land. For years, there were many fights on the border of England and Scotland between the Normans and the Scots. The Normans did not manage to invade Scotland, but they did take over some of the land on the border. During this time, William the Conqueror created the Domesday Book. He sent people all over England to towns and villages to find out who lived there, who owned farms and land, and what animals they had. The famous book still exists. It is housed in the UK National Archives in London. It is a brilliant resource that gives us an idea of what life was like in England just after the Norman Conquest. Let's go through some of the vocabulary. Conquer, to conquer. To conquer is to take control or possession of foreign land or a group of people by force. Empire. Empire. An empire is a group of countries ruled by a single person or government. Integrate. To integrate. To integrate is to mix with and join a society or a group of people. Saint. Saint. A saint is someone who the Christian Church officially honours after their death. Unite. To unite. When people or countries unite, they join together, often to work towards or achieve a common goal. Converted. Converted. When something is converted, it changes in form or character, or has been made suitable for a different use. Establish. To establish. To establish is to start something that will continue for a long time. Found. To found. To found something is to bring something into existence, usually a company. Influence. Influence. Influence is the effect that a person or thing has on someone's decisions, opinions, or behaviour. Invade. To invade. To invade is to enter a country and take control by force using an army. This is similar to conquer, which we've already explained. Settle. To settle. To settle is to go and live somewhere, especially permanently. Slave. Slave. A slave is a person who is legally owned by someone else and has to work for them. Tribe. Tribe. A tribe is a group of people who live together and they share the same language, culture, traditions, and history. Conquest. Conquest. A conquest is the process of taking control of land or people during a war. Reclaim. To reclaim. To reclaim is to take back something that once belonged or does belong to you. We hope you enjoyed this lovely English story and the vocabulary explanations. Get productive and check out our language learning resources on Etsy. You can find the link in the description below. Use code YouTube10 for 10% off. Thank you for stopping by. And don't forget to like, subscribe and share. See you soon.